Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are making money. And there's also a revolutionary, I was gonna say a revolutionary? That's not the word I'm looking for. There's a revolution brewing, but it can't progress any further than 65%. We're keeping an eye on that, but that's the furthest it can go for now. We just unlocked feminism. Honestly, women in the workplace would be really good for us, considering we're running out of people to work in our factories. We should think about looking into this. So, who would be upset if we did this? Let's see. Laws, rights of women. Women in the workplace is grayed out. It'll radicalize the intelligentsia, and the trade unions also oppose it, and the rural folk. Okay, so nobody's currently in favor of it, so we can't enact it. 47.2 are not in favor. We will look to enact women in the workplace when that is a viable option, because we definitely do want to expand our workforce. That is 100% what we're interested in. If we want to make our economy better, that's how we do it. We just can't do it right now. So we're, of course, in the meantime, paying down our credit, and that's paying down at a remarkable rate. 250,000 per week. 1 million per month. Which means we're about 33 months from getting out of debt. I love it. That's great. This revolution is just chilling here for the time being. Cool. Now, to be clear, it's completely understandable why these guys are not happy with us. Like, look at this. We have high taxes, and we don't pay people anything. They haven't felt the benefits of this economy yet. Yet. They will. As long as this revolution is holding here and not making progress, I'm okay with this. We're paying down our debt for the time being. Once our debt is gone, or this revolution is about to happen, that is the two conditions, or really the one condition because it's an or statement. That is the condition under which we will make this economy suddenly switch and turn on for all of our populace. That's the idea. For the time being, we want to pay off our debt. Actually, the revolution just popped out here. Telephones have been unlocked. Cool. Unlocks electrics industries. So it produces telephones. Is that currently profitable? It's a new technology, so it may take some time for that to come online, but let's take a look here. Yeah, it's not profitable right now. I'm going to build one in Baden. Just one. If it becomes profitable, it can start expanding. And if it becomes necessary, we can look into building it elsewhere. Fantastic. So the revolution is gone. I'm very happy about that. Our standard of living is number 3 worldwide right now, behind Saxony and Bremen. And not far behind Saxony. A little bit behind Bremen. Noted. So we're now making like 400k per month. To be clear, that's because we're constructing at half capacity. But this is great. Our credit is being depleted dramatically quickly. Depleted is maybe not the right term. Our credit amount that was extended to us is being reduced. Okay, we started up a bunch of construction. We've now maxed out our construction capacity, and we're still making 150k. So that is beautiful. I'm very, very pleased about that. So we're no longer showing an unhealthy economy. The game has realized that we have a healthy economy. Market access in Baden has dropped down to 75%. We definitely need additional infrastructure there. And let's take a look. Is this railway up to scratch? Running electric trains, steel passenger carriages. We're government run. Cash reserves are increasing. So we need to build this. So we get 105 transportation per level. And we need like 48. So a single level of railway should do this. We'll get that underway, and that'll be great. Cool. International telephone exchange. It has been suggested that by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with France, we can improve relations more easily. Sure. I don't have any designs on France. Sounds good to me. My design is on our economy. That is the only thing I'm currently interested in. And it's going absolutely great. We've got low government legitimacy, true. And we've got a bunch of turmoil, sure. But no problem. Some expensive government goods, we're working on it. This trade route is unproductive, we'll cancel that. Expensive military goods, to be expected. Market access in Baden is continuing to drop, but once we get this railway built here, which is currently, oh, that was a bit laggy to zoom in. Well, it's currently about 17% done. Once we get that done, it'll be fine. Cool. It just jumped up to 99%. We did not finish that railroad. Is it due to the turmoil? Maybe. Regardless, we're still at 99%, so getting that built is still good. Or maybe it was due to the fact that this didn't have any employment? I didn't actually look at that. We're max employed right now. That may not have been the case previously. I'd have to rewind the video and figure that out, which I can't actually do until the video is finished, so that'll be interesting. I might look into that. I'll probably forget, to be honest. I like how we were using one more construction than we had. It must just be a rounding error. Yeah, 533.99. It's just a rounding thing. Okay, got it. No problem. So we're making 207k right now. Hello. Great Britain wants to establish a trade agreement. We accept. Fantastic. 391 million. Our GDP is going to hit 400 million soon. And our standard of living is going to start skyrocketing as well, once we can make some of these changes in here, I believe. So our first priority is going to be wages, I think, and then we'll lower taxes. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be what we're going to look to do. We've got a lot of radicals. No doubt about that. We don't have a lot of loyalists. People in our country don't understand what we're doing. And I get it. It seems strange from their perspective. Absolutely. Sky-high taxes. Really dirt low wages. But the money is going somewhere important. That's the key here. The money isn't just pooling somewhere. The money is being spent and reinvested into the economy, and very soon, they will begin to reap the benefits. The question is, how long will that take? Well, our credit is coming down. And that debt snowball is really starting to roll. We've cut our interest payments in half. We're down to 23.3 million, and we're still constructing at full bore here. So overall, this is looking really, 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 really good economically. I understand why our people would be frustrated. I get it. Torpedo boats, huh? Let's take a look at that. So that would be in here. Torpedo boats. Sure, we're not convoy raiding, but let's do it. That'll be fine. So yeah, as I was saying, I completely understand why the average person in Prussia would be frustrated with our economic policy. If I was able to explain it to them, they might be a little less frustrated, but that sort of patience is not something that is common, right? Like, we're building a really strong foundation here, but that takes time and sacrifice. And we're asking everyone in our nation to sacrifice for very long periods of time. is going to create radicals. That just makes sense. But they'll get over it. In the end, their children or their children's children will decide that it's worth it. It will not be these people. I want to be clear on that. This is a generational thing. So that's going to be exciting, for sure. They won't get it. And that's fine. They don't have to. All they have to do is survive. That's their only mission. It is their children who will thrive. So we could definitely use more authority and more bureaucracy. How do we generate authority again? Right. So that's something that's not... This is fundamentally like influence in Stellaris. Authority is not something that you can directly get more of, the way you can, say, bureaucracy. Or I think you can you do that with influence as well? No, influence is like influence as well. Both of these are similar but different resources. They're used for different things. Okay. We're down to 19 million, under 20 million of credit. That's beautiful. And our investment pool is taking the edge off of our constructions. But we're getting very close here to a 4 million GDP. Or 400 million, I should say. 4 million is not much of a GDP. But our GDP is insane at this moment. There will come a time where we are limited by our scope, right? But that time isn't here yet. That time is not yet here. So I'm not particularly interested in being aggressive. We may want to start making diplomatic plays eventually. Like, what sort of options do we have here? These are the diplomatic actions. But the diplomatic plays. South Sumatra? Okay. French people are going to South Sumatra. That's fine. So it's very likely that if we start making these movements, Austria will be angry at us. Now, we've made absolutely no effort in being able to militarily take on Austria, right? That's not a thing that we're doing. What's going on here? Oh, I see. Okay, so we definitely want to go on the side of Württemberg. Okay, there we go. As I was saying, we've made no effort thus far to be able to militarily counter Austria. What we can do is economically counter Austria. Austria has less than half of our, less than half of our GDP. Well, I believe also having quite a lot more population than us. Virtually double our population. So half of our GDP with double our population means that they have a quarter of our per capita GDP. So that's insane. Absolutely insane. Our interest has been cut by almost another third since we last looked at it. That's beautiful. I'm very happy to see this. We're down to 15 million for our credit. Looking good. And we're continuing to expand. Let's take a look at our market access. North Rhine and Silesia. Understood. So we are going to build railways in North Rhine and Silesia. We'll get that underway. And once that's done, we'll have no problem there for a while. Beautiful. So we're at 223, 213K. We're running a very solid surplus at this point. Once our credit gets down to the place where we're no longer really spending much on interest at all, then we're going to look to ideally cut our subsidies. I do want to take a look at what we're spending the most on in our railways. Like, if we were to look at a random railway, let's look at Westphalia here. If we were to look at this and come in here, we've got 15 levels of railway. In Westphalia, we have a lot of spare infrastructure, or actually not that much. We have like half a railway of spare infrastructure. So that's understood. And if we come down here and look at the actual costs, the price of electricity has dropped somewhat, but we do have an input goods shortage of electricity. How much is our input goods shortage? It's a lot. Okay, so pulling up a calculator here, 7.82 minus 3.58 is, of course, 4.24. So we need 4.24K to make that happen. I do think we should continue to invest in our power plants. So, to that end, each power plant generates 50. So, multiply this by 1,000 to get that into 4,240. Divide that by 50, and we need 84.8 to make this happen. So, functionally, we need 85 to break even on our power. That's a lot. I did not mean to cue that. Okay, let's cancel that real quick. I don't necessarily want it there. So let's cancel this, and then we'll go back into here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these up to level 20. So that's 10. Then I'm going to do this, which will be 30. That will be 50. That'll be 70. And that will bring us up to 90. That will put us in a power surplus. Assuming we don't expand our power needs by then. That's a bit of an assumption. But we've got extra spaces we can build power plants. So, let's get that underway. I do expect... Actually, what we should do... Can I click and drag these? Unfortunately, no. I feel like we should be able to click and drag. But what I want to do here is I want to stagger these, because we know that power plants don't draw from our investment pool. So I'm going to bring a number of these to page 1. Like everything that is currently on page 2 is going to move to page 1. Then I'm going to start moving these down. Or actually, I'm going to move these up. This would be a lot easier if I could just click and drag. But sadly, I cannot. So we're going to want to do something kind of like this, where we're staggering these. And the reason for that is because that way we're still using our investment pool. So we're going to do this. I'm actually... Okay, I didn't necessarily want to move that power plant. This would be a lot easier if we could click and drag. No doubt about it. I'm going to do something like this. That was not what I wanted to do. We're going to go to page 1. And then... This is very tedious. Okay. This would be the most efficient way to do this, I feel like. These are just swapping positions, I think. Okay. This would be the most efficient way to do this, but this is very tedious, so I think I'm going to abandon this concept. We'll just build them as they are. Enact wage subsidies political movement, huh? What is this? Plus 50% welfare. We're paying almost nothing on welfare right now. 50% is 250. Plus 2 max social security institution investment. Who is opposed to this? Industrialists. Fair enough. For the moment, I'm not going to bother with it. We can think about it soon enough. France has already joined on the side of Württemberg here. I feel like we don't need to. We'll just lean Württemberg. There we go. I'm not planning on actually participating in that. So we're going to be building a lot, and I mean a lot, of power plants here. And that's going to be a long time. We have a huge power deficit, and that's not our entire problem with our railways. To be clear, that is not by any means our entire problem with our railways. So if we go in here, we can see our primary cost is actually engines. So I would also like to build some motor industries. And how many do we need? Let's check into our market. Do we have an input goods shortage of engines? We do not. It's just expensive. Noted. If we don't have an input goods shortage, we're minus 1.12k. That's our current imbalance. Okay, so if we were to go into our motor industries, each of these produces 80. So 1,120 divided by 80 is 14. 3, 5. That brings us up to 8. That brings us up to 11. So we need like 3 more. I'll build it in West Prussia up to 5. Okay. However, what I want to do here is I'm going to take these motor industries and I'm going to top prio them. Maybe not all at once. Let's see. These are all still constructing down here, so this seems fine. That will eat up our investment pool, I believe. So that should be okay. No problem there. What are we looking to do with these constructions? Well, they're profitable on their own merit. So there is that. But what we're really looking to do with them is drive down our subsidies. That's what we're really looking to do there. Okay. What are these rivalries that were broken? Oh, these are not relevant to us. Okay, noted. So that'll be fine. And the price of electricity is about to go through the floor. Well, not necessarily through the floor. We just have huge electricity demands, and we're massively expanding our electricity. Plastics! Okay. So we can now produce houseware plastics in our glassware buildings. Let's take a look at that real quick. So our... I must have passed it. Glassworks. We can go down to houseware plastics. It will consume oils. Yeah. We don't really have a good source of oil. So that's a bit problematic. Let's see, arc welding. I'm just checking in here to see, is there anything for producing oil for us? Not really. So I guess that's fine. We can grab the combustion engine, but again, we're going to have some issues with oil. So maybe like the pneumatic tools for now. Okay, that'll do. We've got low market access in North Rhine and Silesia still, but I believe... Did we finish the railways there? No, those are queued up. They're not currently being constructed because of all of our motor industries. Understood. That is noted. All of our motor industries and all of our power plants. So let's go to the next page here, and let's just bump these railways up to the top prio. There we go. So that'll be fine. Those will be done in 12 weeks. No problem there. And we're still making money right now. Our investment pool is not currently growing, so we are successfully spending our investment pool. We're down to 15K in interest per week. That's looking really good. We're down under 10 million for our credit. We're not quite out of debt yet, but we're very close. And our constructions are proceeding rapidly. What is the overall length of our construction queue, though? 146 weeks. We need a lot of power plants. There's no doubt about that. The motor industries will be finishing up soon. Yeah, 8 weeks on all of those motor industries. So that's not bad. It's all looking good, in fact. Saxony. Yes, let's set up a telephone exchange with Saxony. Sounds good. I'm okay with that. I would love for them to join our confederation, but nobody's joined our confederation for a while. Fair enough. So we're going to start finishing up some of these power plants soon as well. That'll all be great. And we're very close to being out of debt. 7.74 million now. And we're making $250,000 a week. And that is all going into paying down that credit. 100% of it. Beautiful. Austria's cooperative towards us now? Huh. It's a friendly rivalry, I guess. I'm cool with that. Whatever. I don't have any plans to contest Austria militarily. Not right now. We could definitely set that up later. But right now, I'm still working on this economy. There's still plenty of room to grow here. Plenty of room. Getting those power plants done will be a big, big deal. So that'll be finishing up soon enough. We're going to have a number of these power plants finishing, but by no means all of them. We have 78 left in this queue, 132 weeks. It's going to be a while. But that's okay. That is completely and totally fine. We've finished up our motor industries, and my question is, what is that doing to our railway costs? As we can see, the price of engines has dropped. That's good. That's very, very good. Our subsidies are still around where they were. But it may take some time for this to have an effect. So looking at this, we can see that this is only in Westphalia. I want to look overall. The market price is starting to trend downward. And it'll take time for those motor industries to come online. So that'll be fine. No big deal there. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to finish up our debt and start giving back to our people somewhat. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. What an awkward time for a new song to start. Perfect.